Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? I kinda wanted to examine more. I can. I want to talk first. So, I'm kind of curious about your company, Tenderlender. With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business, a conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy. Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well? We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tenderlender. Hey Nick, things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me from our card game for starters. Why don't you take out a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much. Tenderlender is on your side. So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then? We break your fucking legs. We give you more coffee. Strong coffee. Right? I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. It's pretty intimidating. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating? What incident? Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here, that incident. Let me see. I was here that day with the manager. The manager being the tiger? Furio Tigre. Okay. Furio? The tiger? It's Tigre? So that's where the tiger thing comes from. Zin Eop's got a real name. Nick, hurry up and find out more about him. Why not just give me the talking option? This game is so roundabout sometimes. It's like you say to do that, just give me the fucking option right there. And it's not a hassle to go into the profiles and do this. I'm just curious, why not? How old is she? Who knows? Absolutely not a robot. I don't know if I believe that. Who knows about her? A thoroughly bitter person, like tea. And I meant to say coffee. 42. He's too old to be me. The tiger. Can I ask you about the tiger, Mr. Tigre? Cookie? No, I said tiger? How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself. Go ahead, Nick. The honor's all yours. No, ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together? We are lovers. Okay. I was actually going to bring that up, but I thought it'd be weird. But it's actually true. That's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice. And I owe Don Tigre my life. He's the one who saved me. The tiger saved you? Please address him properly as Don Tigre, otherwise I'll have to. Okay, Don Tigre, of course, I'm sorry. You saved her life. I'd sure like to know how that happened. Then I'll go back to talk, and is that there now? Of course it is. I'm very frail, you see. They called me Mr. Glass. I died once. You died? About 4 months ago. The doctors said to abandon all hope. I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx. Okay. But Don Tigre, he saved me. He gave up everything. Everything. When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy. I don't know why this is her voice now. No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe. I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso. I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So is that why you've got that bandage around your head? This? So what's the story with the bandage? They put it on after the operation. Operation? It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury. Fatal? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? Oh shit. Quadruple psych. She really creeps me out, Nick. Same here, but we've got to find out the truth. Was she the one on the scooter? Doesn't really seem like an LT grade kind of thing. It's super, it just kind of looks small and it's pink and shit. I don't know. I want to know what that says. I just need to know. I wanted to examine this and also this, but if there's one thing, I just want to know what this says. Win through compromise. I wonder what that's supposed to mean. Must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that. Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me. That. Ah! That's Tenderlender's guiding principle. Oh? Compromise the customer to win. Oh, I see. How about you, Nick? Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I'd say we're okay. That's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Uh-huh. Right. I probably can't break her psych lock yet, but let's check it out. The Head Bandage, the leader of the bandages. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation? You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct? Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently. Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Boom! Take it! Well, donuts. I'm sorry? Huh? You went to Dunkin' Donuts? Should have gone to Krispy Kreme. I baked them myself, homemade donuts. Have one. What's inside? Jam and... I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Okay. Thanks, but no thanks. I think I'll pass. I guess that was a flop. Well, shit. Oh, I don't know what else there would be. I don't think I have anything else. Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Anyway, yeah, it's just the lottery thing. I mean, I don't. The only other thing that I was thinking was that Maggie apparently fainted when Glenn died, and so she would have fallen. And like, if this girl had been there disguised as her, if she had actually fallen and hit her head or something, but. Seems like Maggie was the one who actually fell. Like, I don't know when they would have switched off, you know? But I think this girl would have gotten out of there before then. So, I just don't think any of that's gonna work. So I'm out. Also, my battery is gonna die if I don't plug it in. So that's what I'm gonna do. There he is! Old Seedy's back feeding the pigeons again. Oh joy. If there's anybody I wanted to see, it was you. I honestly want more of LT Gray or whatever. Don T. Gray. Whatever his name is. Because I like doing his voice. It's fun. I don't like this guy. Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya. Just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can. The voice is like super Gumshoe. Gumshoe to the extreme. Huh? Gah! Hey, he just turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet I really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo. Well, he wasted my time, so I don't care what I heard on him. Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons! I'm in with the good fortune. Ow, 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 seed shell splinters. Painful. I always knew you were a demon, Maya. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want to talk to you, but here we go. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today. Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy, depraved animal. Well, that's what you did. Not at all. Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's frappuccino. We hear you. And another thing, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece. On the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles. We're really sorry. So I made a little mistake about the vase. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you. Are we gonna need Mia again, or is he gonna be cooperative somewhat? Doesn't seem too much like it so far. You said you were a craftsman, right? Ha! The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves. Surely it's not that. I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the Shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer. I was born one. Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself. I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling... Okay, I honestly... With this guy, I didn't know what he was going to say, what he wanted to stick his fingers up, but I'm... Alright, it went there, so that's not that bad, that's fine. And scream right down his ear hole. Objection! Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all. I've got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out. If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. What should I do? I don't want to talk to him. I mean, it's not saying stop talking, it's cut in. Like, can I direct the subject in a way that is better? But I probably should just suck it up, I guess, because we gotta hear as much as we can. Guess I better let him talk. So, there's not much call for craftsmen these days, huh? Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands. Errands? Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some breadcrumbs, take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman? Well? Buy some bread now that I can understand. But what's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Then why are you doing it all the time? Oh yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home, at that restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I? I'm sure you don't. Wait a minute. What did he just say? Yeah, at the restaurant. Hold up, by restaurant, are you talking about Tribulations? Did you get asked to run an errand there too? Well, I thought he was saying gets in the way. Like he just... I didn't think that implied that he was asked to do an errand there. Yes, I did, the very day that young brat was poisoned. What the... Is everybody just involved in some way? It's just this guy and her and him and... It's all of them. They all did it. So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do? Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. Yeah, it's definitely her passed out over there, you know. I don't think the other girl passed out too. That wouldn't really make any sense. The serving girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me. Excusez-moi, you call la police. Called him yourself. I should have said back. Oh, that was him. Called him yourself, I should have said back, but I didn't think of it at the time. So, did you end up calling the police? Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze. Did you call them on your cell phone? Ah, do I look like I'd have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course. You went looking for one? I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so. 5 minutes? So for 5 minutes after the incident happened. Yes, sirree, the owner was at Tribulations on his own. Why didn't you mention this in court this morning? Well, I would have if you've given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Because you were wasting my time. Guys, I know. What the fuck is with the flashbacks in this game? Why are you doing this? Why are you tormenting me? Why must you send me through this hell? It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame. You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrive. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant. Ah! Oh, sure, you can go ahead and say I was in the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, huh? We need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Okay. I just don't want to talk to this guy anymore, so let's go do that. Armstrong must talk to you. You in the kitchen? Of course. What's up, dude? Or dudette, whichever. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again, of course. But the place is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened. Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we need to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. Sure. Is there anything new here to be examined? Were those knives there before? I honestly do not remember. I kind of don't remember them, so... Now I know I'm in a French restaurant. I've never heard of most of these seasonings. Hey, Nick, this container has oyster sauce. Okay, I think we went over that, didn't we? I believe so. Now they're talking about cheesecake. I don't, whatever. I'll leave that in. What about this? Now this is one large mirror. Kind of wanted to look at the book or whatever that is. There's a book. Yeah, there you go. Clarice Armstrong's Bedtime Literature. Not exactly Pulitzer Prize material, is it? Looks like a collection of poems he's written. Clarice? Not even Clarice? Okay. Poems? Cool, read one out. I guess it's either his pen name is his woman name, or it's somebody else. And say it in your best French accent with intensity, okay? Okay, here's one. It's called Printemps. The two of them, like actors from a film, the coffee still undrunk. Sweet nothing's over too soon on that sad Sunday morning. The foolish cocktail so delicious. Take the last sip of your tea and I know what I will do. I must lie to you, I must. Huh? That's it? Yep, that's a poem for you. Well, it was. We'll stop there. Okay, so, great. Maggie, are you done with your questioning? Because now I need to question you. Oh, Mr. Wright. Hello, Maggie. So they finished questioning you. Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. How are you going to do that? Weren't you scared? It was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway. Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? Dude, I don't know. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that didn't match up with what you remembered? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. Alright, see, I'm thinking that the Violetta was disguised as her, but then she's saying this guy is the one who put it in. But she's the only one who saw him? Maybe Armstrong is in on it too. Maybe they're all in on it. It's everybody. Didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today? I don't think Kudo and Armstrong are in on it, though. There was a waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you really think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. Yup. You know, the CD with the writing on it? Oh yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomber, Maya. That name was scrawled on the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too This is nowhere near what the last case was, so I don't know what the hell your problem is. You said that you passed out when the victim, Glenn L., collapsed, right? Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew what was going on... Yeah, did you even pass out when your boyfriend was murdered? So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Tribulations? No, no idea at all. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man in the park, was pretty much chased out of the picture. Chased out of the picture? What do you mean? Old Seedy wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to go call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No. You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in this at all. Grr. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Sure. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when he spoke with him earlier. I don't know. The things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. We'd better find out exactly what happened to the old man on that day. Okay. Should I present him? Why? Get out of the court record. Why can't I just present it from there? Why, game? Why? I don't know what talking to her about him would tell me. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. It feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as that old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. I disagree. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. Huh? I thought you just said you felt much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've got to tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo or his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all and see what you make of it. Okay, back to talking. Here we go. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes, the whole thing. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite... What now? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, what was he, asleep? It's true there was another customer, but it wasn't him. It feels like there's just fucking alternate realities colliding with each other. It really feels like that. Like there's all these different stories, like all these different things that apparently were happening and nobody can get the story straight. Like how is this all going to come together and make sense? Nobody can get it right what was apparently happening in this restaurant. What the fuck? Like, what? See, now I'm curious. It's gotten so, like, everybody's story is so different that I'm like, what the hell? It was a woman. Was it Violetta? Like, I don't know how this is going to wrap up. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. Yup. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy. Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? Well... I'm still sad that there's no Pearl. There's no Pearl in this case. It would have made it so much better. It really would have. I'd like to see Pearl react to Armstrong and Violetta and El Tigre, Don Tigre, whatever the fuck his name is. I don't know why I want to say El Tigre. It just sounds better. Is that from something else? El Tigre? I don't know. I know I used to be on the police force, sir. But I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. I was not asking you to. Okay. El Tigre. Why do I want to say that? I'm Googling it. Oh, that's a show. That was like a Cartoon Network. It's a Nickelodeon, apparently. El Tigre? Okay. That's really not what I was thinking of, but okay. I definitely never watched that. Alright, so, I figured we should say something there about her. Oh, we got this. Here you go.